I don't know if I'll play with this that much. Like, I kind of want to give it a try, but yeah, this is like a little bit too early in the game to do that, I think. It's kind of neat that you can use equipment for fusions, but I don't know. I usually sell old equipment as soon as I find better equipment, which actually came back to bite me in the ass at one point. Have you ever played... If you have ever played Final Fantasy IX, you might know what I'm talking about. But basically, there was one point in the game where if you would just sell off old equipment and not keep any of it, yeah. Probably a bad idea at that point. But yeah, at least Final Fantasy IX for me was one of the last Final Fantasy games that I actually did enjoy playing. I don't know. The games coming out, the Final Fantasy games which have come out lately over the years have just not been... They have not dragged me in the same way. I don't know, maybe it's just a part of just, you know, kind of growing up and opinions changed or something. But it just feels like something is missing when I'm playing. Like, I haven't finished Final Fantasy 12 and not Final Fantasy 13 either. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just something which is not... makes me want to play them to the end. I'm struggling, so struggling. I tried to pick up Final Fantasy 12 a few years ago. I just couldn't keep going. I don't know. I can't explain it. Which actually makes me kind of upset. Well, it could... Yeah, I don't know. When Final Fantasy 12 came out, at that point, some of the... like, the people in the team at Square Soft, which made the games, they had already left, and Square Soft had merged with Enix. So at that point, the company had already changed, and that really reflected itself in the games which came out, or in the games which have come out. I don't know, it's just so hard to explain. It just doesn't feel the same way anymore. It was totally my favorite RPG franchise until that one day when I took this spontaneous decision to buy Persona 3 and play it, and totally be a noob and not know what I was doing, but on that way it started. That's when I started getting into these games, which I might have mentioned before, but yeah. Right, so if this is the first time, this is the first playthrough you as a viewer have watched me play through, this tends to happen. I tend to go off on a tangent, if the game lets me. Like talking deeper about things is definitely harder in a game where it's the whole game is pretty linear. Like, not many side quests or anything else to do besides the main storyline. But because this game is flexible like that, and because there are things that you can get pretty deeply into if you give it time. Yeah. but I do kind of enjoy it. I think it just makes the playthroughs more enjoyable, at least for me, because I just don't have to go through characters talking to each other, or there's cutscenes, or just everything is just flowing smoothly, but there's nothing much else to do in the game besides following through the storyline from start to finish, and that's it. It's kind of boring to do it that way. If a game just has a main storyline and no side questing, I probably would get bored pretty fast. Because that's the same thing as doing the same thing the whole time. Now, thankfully, there aren't many games which only has a storyline and no side questing, or a game which is very linear. So yeah, thankfully. Because it would be totally like repeating yourself. But you would do it for at least 20 hours. I would not enjoy that. So yeah, so there will be times when I will be grinding, which might not be that enjoyable at times. Obviously, because of my quirks with the conversation system and all that, but I just have to think of it as a means to an end. Like, none of the SMT games I've played so far have been like bad in the kind of sense. It's not like I ever felt that, oh man, why am I playing this game? It's so boring. I totally need to stop playing this. I don't know, maybe it's just... I mean, it's like a more advanced Pokemon game, really. You're collecting demons, and you collect more powerful allies as you progress through the games. Maybe that aspect is what's actually kind of keeping me when I choose to grind in the game. In these games. Yeah, when I choose to grind in these games. I don't know. Really strange that I'm trying to explain why I grind and I'm totally fine with it. But maybe I'm just trying to make sense of why I'm finding it enjoyable at all, because I usually don't like grinding. But I guess it all depends. I guess it does. Yeah, I really should stop trying to make too much, think too deeply about everything. I don't know why, man. I don't know. I just find it so easy to talk about things in the game. So it just comes naturally. Oh, come on. Give up that spell card, man. I need it. Okay, I get it. Demons are random. You can't just... They're not black and white. I get it. Thank you. Which is why their responses are random sometimes. Okay, I guess that's me trying to make sense of it. Although I do find it such a pain in the butthole. But I'm just rationalizing it down to demons are being random. Demons are being demons. Fine. Totally fine with it. Because in the end, I'm just creating a new being out of 2 beings, which is essentially like killing the other 2 to create something new, right? But yeah, so we're just gonna try to gather some more spell cards, tryouts, or, you know, fiddle around in the Velvet Room a little bit more. And then we'll move on with... we'll go to the Abandoned Factory. Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean... when you do playthroughs, you don't really want to be stomping for too long at the same spot. For a few reasons. If nothing is happening, I think it's time to put down that controller. Or something. Or move on, man. Stop being so slow. I don't know, it looks so... I don't know how to say it really, but... like... when you go into combat in this game, and you only see this very small area with tiles and all that, and everything in the background is totally not a part of the environment, it looks kind of... it looks kind of cheap. Yeah, it looks cheap. But I guess I'm just rationalizing again. He's saying that, oh man, it's just... yeah, because the combat system is this way, it's not really too much about moving around. Like, you're just standing there. You might as well have a static area, which doesn't even look alive. God damn. Yeah, yeah. I'm being too lenient, I know. I should criticize more. Shouldn't be such a fanboy. Oh man. Yeah, but okay, yeah, I can agree, I'm a bit of a fanboy. Totally hate that term too. What's so bad? It's like it sounds like such a derogatory term. I obviously like these games. Yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah, because why else would I be playing these games? But you know, like rationalizing that way used to be like, say that, oh man, well yeah, I don't mind it too much. Actually, what does that have to do with anything? See, this is where, yeah, I probably shouldn't think too much, because then the conversations become so weird. And essentially I'm talking to myself too, that makes it worse. You know, what is the difference between doing guided and manual fusion? I totally don't see it. It's like, the difference I see is that guided fusion is, oh yeah, so this is where you see a list of the demons that you can fuse. What is the difference between this and manual fusing? I'm of course more used to manual fusing, but what Tell me your secrets, magician. But if I told you the secrets, it wouldn't be... it would totally kill the fun, wouldn't it? I suppose so. Once the magic trick is exposed, you're nothing. The audience will not pay for your tickets. They will leave. Oh yeah, give me some of those area spells, please. Do it. Yeah, I mean, I think I really want to get more area spells if I can. Because then I can hit more people at the same time. Because of how the targeting system works in this game. Which I'll just have to learn to deal with the best way I can. Like I've said before, I can totally see why they made changes in the second game compared to this one. Like, they accepted the criticism and made improvements, which I'm totally glad for. Because if I would have had to play with this targeting system in the other games, I probably would have had a lower opinion of these games. It's just so unneedingly complicated. Just because you want to hit your targets. But yeah, enough about that. I don't really want to spend too much time here, so we'll probably move on to the abandoned factory next time we play. And I also do want to progress the storyline, of course. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you... yeah, thank you guys for watching.